In this lesson, I want to examine copying formulas in Excel 2010. When you're copying a formula in Excel, it doesn't give you the same answer over and over again because that wouldn't be correct. So here I'm going to give you an example. We have these factory workers, and this is how many pieces each of these employees produced. And now to pay them, we're going to use their total, and we're going to multiply their total by 4.52. So we're giving them $4.52 per piece. Now, when I copy a formula in Excel, the rule is that every cell in my formula will move in the same direction that I do. So if I'm copying down, so if I'm using my fill handle to copy this down, every cell in my formula will go down as well. So, and I'm copying to the very next cell. So here I'm copying by 1, so B3 is going to go down by 1, so it's going to adjust and it's going to be B4. It's a very simple rule. And most of the time, it's exactly what we want, right? So here, it's simply adjusted. It didn't touch the 4.52 because that's solid, that's standard for this formula. However, it takes every cell reference, and it adjusts it accordingly. Now, let me show another example, which is a little bit more complicated. So here we have their total pay will be their production plus whatever this bonus happens to be. So the bonus could change from week to week. This week it happens to be 100. But because it can change, I don't want to type 100 because that might change next week. If I copy this formula down, the rule of copying formulas states that C3 will turn into C4, which is perfect, but A15 will turn into A16. Let's check it out. And that's exactly what happened. And in this particular case, this isn't what I wanted because this person is not receiving the bonus. In this case, I wanted A15 to be repeated over and over again, but the rule of copying formulas forbids that. Okay, it will continue to go downwards. So to A17, to A18, etc., etc., etc. So that's how copying formulas in Excel works. Every single cell in your formula will move in the same direction that you do when you're copying. Every once in a while, you don't want the cell to move. Whether you're copying sideways or down, you can lock in the cell so that it doesn't move. So here, A15 was turning into A16. So I would lock in the 15 component so that it doesn't turn to 16 by using a $sign. You don't need to remember the name of this, but it's called an absolute reference. And that's locked into 15. So now my formula C3 will still turn into C4 and C5 and C6. But A15 is now locked in for the duration. One of the toughest lessons actually in Excel, but very handy, very worth knowing. It'll come up every once in a while. So here I would be using a percentage. So I would be calculating this times 8%, just as an example. I forgot the percent. And once again, because there's only one cell here, when I copy this down, D3 will automatically turn into D4, D5, D6. So your fill handle is an incredibly powerful tool, which allows you to copy formulas right across the board. Here I can have a formula that will automatically add all of these. So I'm going to do this the long way for now. And now once I have this answer, I can copy this way. Now the rule states that every cell will now move to the right. So instead of B3, I'm going to get C3, and B4 is going to turn into C4, etc. So I'm saving myself a whole bunch of time here by using the fill handle and trusting that it's going to work. And it always does. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.